today?
I don't know, but
What are you going to be asking?
well, I asked my questions last week, so I look forward to the answers.
Also on the legislative calendar is a vote to override or veto the decommissioning bill. In light of the fact that tritium is in the ground and there could be pipes leaking, all of which the experts say would add substantially to the cost of decommissioning, are you still saying they should override that, and are you rethinking your stance on the decommissioning issue?
Not at all. Let me put this in a broader context. We're in the longest and deepest economic recession of our lifetime. We've got to balance a budget in a challenging time. We have to make investments so that we can create more and better paying jobs for Vermonters. We've got to address huge challenges in our public pension and unemployment insurance trust funds. We've got to fix our education funding system. That's what the legislature ought to be focusing its limited time on this year. They ought to let the experts in the regulatory world of utilities look into the specifics of the operation of the plant, the finances of the plant, and focus on what they need to do in order to get Vermont's economy back on track.
But isn't an issue that could potentially be a $1.5 billion liability for the state if the cost increases front and center for the people's representatives to consider? I mean, isn't that a major financial issue confronting the state?
Well, the plant needs to be decommissioned at some point. The resources have to be there to accomplish it. But I think the regulators can best decide what the pace of contributions is, project the ultimate cost. I don't think we should have the General Assembly making decisions that are more appropriately within the regulatory realm.
So are you still fine with eNexus, the new company, handling decommissioning, being the one that would be responsible for those costs ultimately?
I'm in favor of letting the Public Service Board make that decision because they're best equipped to do it.
Well, tritium was leaked from nuclear plants several places around the country now in the last few years, and it's an older vintage like Vermont Yankee. Does that give you any pause? Does that make you think, well, maybe these things were built for 40 years and not 60?
Well, again, Dave, I think that's a decision that the regulators ought to make and not political policymakers.
Getting back to the issue of trust, this has been, as some people have pointed out, there's been sort of a pattern where something breaks. They say something's okay, it breaks. They try and fix it, it might break again. Cooling towers and some of the support beams around it being one example. How confident are you that they're actually going to be giving you the information that you can trust this time around as opposed to last time? Because we seem to have been through the cycle once or twice.
Well, Commissioner O'Brien put it well the other day. He said that the old phrase is trust but verify. Now our phrase is verify. And we have to be sure that the information presented is accurate. But to be perfectly honest, if someone is truly interested in deceiving a public official or the public generally, it can happen. A lot of folks are drawing parallels between this and the Burlington Telecom controversy, for example, where information apparently wasn't presented clearly. Our system of openness and transparency relies on people making fair and accurate representations. That's just the way our open system of government works.
It also relies on testimony being taken under oath, and there was a very direct question asked of an Entergy vice president under oath last May at the Public Service Board. Are there pipes underground? And the answer was no.
The answer was, I'll get back to you.
Well, it was no, and then I'll get back to you, and then he did get back to him, and then he said no. So how can you trust this if that information was under oath? I mean, how much more, importance can be attached to the truth other than being under oath?
Well, that is the method of ensuring accurate testimony, and the Attorney General is looking into this, and if there was a misrepresentation that rises to the level of being worthy of criminal charge, he'll certainly pursue it.
I'm confused by something. Are you saying that you think lawmakers should take a positive vote to relicense Vermont Yankee this session, regardless of the information that may be forthcoming from this investigation?
I believe they should take a positive vote to allow the Public Service Board to hear the case and decide the case.
So are you then saying that whatever comes up in this investigation should have no bearing on the legislature's vote?
I believe they can trust the Public Service Board to make the right decision, considering all of this information and everything else that will come out.
So your position on this really hasn't changed an inch in the last couple of weeks, is that right?
I still believe it's a matter for the regulators. This is a very troubling development. Everybody understands that we need to have trust in the way government is conducted and representations to our state government. But ultimately, it's the Public Service Board that has the expertise to make an appropriate decision on the licensure of a power generating facility.
I'm told there are schematics and diagrams in the files across the street at the Public Service Department board that show what the various components of the Vermont Yankee look like. And I'm wondering, you know, your Department of Motor Vehicles knows that I have piping under my car because it says gas on my registration. Should this Department of Public Service have known that there was underground piping? I mean, isn't that a pretty basic fact about this plan on which they're supposed to be keeping tabs?
I don't know the details of that, Dave. Obviously, knowing information about the plan is important, but I know a lot of questions have been asked by our nuclear engineer and others multiple times, and when the company is asked repeatedly, are there pipes, and the answer is no, then, as I said earlier, we have to rely on representations that are made to the state, and there are nuclear plants that don't have pipes underground, so it's a plausible answer, it just wasn't the right one.
In the realm of transparency, this last finding on tritium was known for a week by the state, but not to the public until yesterday. Should it have been publicized earlier, or why wasn't it?
We heard about tritium last week.
Right, but the public didn't know about this trough of tritium.
Oh, the trench,
Yeah.
so-called. Well, first of all, I've asked the Health Department Radiological Division to post on a daily basis information that they deem appropriate to the public. But as I said earlier, there may be information, quote unquote, that comes out from time to time that is irrelevant to this discussion and has nothing to do with the source of the leak. So someone needs to make a judgment about what information is useful to the public and important. It's very possible that the pipes we've been talking about are not the source of the leak. We don't know that yet, but it's easy to jump to conclusions, and I think the folks in the Health Department and Public Service Department want to present information that's useful.
So is this trench not relevant to the public?
We don't know.
But is that why they didn't make it public?
I don't know the answer to that, Jerry.
But in retrospect, do you think it should have been?
I don't know. I think we should wait a while before we have a retrospective. Ultimately, we'll know a lot more about this entire situation and what's important and what isn't. I don't think we have all the information yet.
Governor, David O'Brien told me the discovery of the standing water was a signal that maybe they're closer to finding the source of the leak. And doesn't that seem like significant information for the public to know?
I don't know, Dan. What if it turns out that it's not a fact that leads us closer to the source?
I guess it's just hard to understand why is it any less or differently relevant than other information that wasn't with the monitoring.
I don't have a